10 bizarre facts about Canada you won't believe are true. Canada is a country in the northern part of North America. Its 10 provinces and 3 territories extend from the Atlantic to the Pacific and northward into the Arctic Ocean, covering 9.98 million square meters, 3.85 million, making it the world's second largest country by total area. Its southern and western border with the United States, stretching 8,891 kilometers, is the world's longest binational land border. Canada's capital is Ottawa, and its 3 largest metropolitan areas are Toronto, Montreal, and Vancouver. A highly developed country, Canada has the 17th highest nominal per capita income globally and the 13th highest ranking in the Human Development Index. Its advanced economy is the 10th largest in the world, relying chiefly upon its abundant natural resources and well-developed international trade networks. If you are new here, welcome. Please be sure to subscribe and turn on post notification so you don't get to miss out on any of our subsequent videos. Canada is one of the best countries in the world to get an education. However, there are many things about the Great White North that you may not know. Today we are counting down 10 surprising Canada facts you probably weren't aware of. Number 1. Canada has less gravity than anywhere else in the world. Well, sort of in the Hudson Bay region, the average resident weighs a tenth of an ounce less than they would anywhere else. Why? Well, it goes back to the last ice age, which ended over 11,000 years ago. During this period, much of Canada was covered by a giant glacier called Laurentide ice sheet. Ice is really heavy, so when the ice began to melt about 21,000 years ago, the earth underneath it began to slowly spring back. However, the Hudson Bay region is still deformed to this day, and so has less mass than it should. Less mass means less gravity, which explains why you weigh just a little bit less if you set foot in this part of Canada. All that's left at the Laurentide ice sheet is the Barnes Ice Cape in the middle of Baffin Island in northern Canada. Unfortunately, due to global warming, it may not be around for much longer. Number 2. Over 20% of Canada's population is foreign-born. Canada is internationally recognized as a multicultural nation, and that's not just due to good marketing. According to Statistics Canada, nearly 7 million Canadians were born in a different country. For context, Canada's population was 37.6 million as of 2018. This makes Canada the most diverse country among G8 nations. The majority of Canada's foreign-born population live in Ontario, British Columbia, Quebec, and Alberta. Number 3. Canada is the most educated country in the world. Education in Canada is for the most part provided publicly, funded and overseen by federal, provincial, and local governments. Education is within provincial jurisdiction, and the curriculum is overseen by the province. Education in Canada is generally divided into primary education, followed by secondary education and post-secondary. Education in both English and French is available in most places across Canada. Canadian provinces and territories are responsible for education provision. Canada has a large number of universities, almost all of which are publicly funded. Canada is a country that recognizes the importance of quality education, and this is reflected in its people. Over 56% of Canadian adults hold a college degree, the highest proportion among developed nations. The next most educated country in the world is Japan at just over 50%, followed by Israel with 49.9%. Number 4. Santa Claus's official address is in Canada. Santa Claus, also known as Father Christmas, Saint Nicholas, Saint Nick, Kris Kringle, or simply Santa, is a legendary character originating in Western Christian culture, who is said to bring gifts on Christmas Eve of toys and candy to well-behaved children, and either coal or nothing to naughty children. Santa Claus is a popular figure in Western Christian culture. The modern version of Santa or Saint Nick was influenced by Greek, British, and Dutch culture. However, Santa is closely linked with Canada due to the fact that the country extends into the North Pole. Every Christmas, over 1 million letters are addressed to Santa Claus. In fact, you can write a letter in any language, mail it to the North Pole, ho ho ho, Canada, and Santa will send you a letter back. Number 5. Canada produces most of the world's maple syrup. Topping our list of surprising Canada facts is a familiar Canadian condiment, maple syrup, which is a syrup usually made from the xylem sap of sugar maple, red maple, or black maple trees, although it can also be made from other maple species. There's a very good reason maple syrup has become a Canadian stereotype. They have so much of it. In fact, the province of Quebec alone is responsible for 70% of the world's maple syrup output. The US is the next largest producer, while Japan and South Korea have small operations of their own. For more maple syrup related content, we highly recommend you read all about the Great Canadian Maple Syrup Heist. And no, we didn't make that up, it's a real thing. Number 6. Even polar bears can get sent to prison in Manitoba. Manitoba is a Canadian province bordered by Ontario to the east and Saskatchewan to the west. Its landscape of lakes and rivers, mountains and forests and prairies stretch from northern Arctic tundra to Hudson Bay in the east and southern farmland. Much wilderness is protected in more than 80 provincial parks, where hiking, biking, canoeing, camping, and fishing are all popular. In the remote Churchill, Manitoba, the world's only polar bear prison keeps the town safe from the bears breaking into their homes in search of food. The number of polar bears that pass through this town at times can outnumber the amount of human beings living in it. So the solution was to build a prison to teach these bears who's boss and prevent them from returning into the town. Don't ask how this is humane or legal, but maybe anything goes in Churchill. Number 7. The Apology Act was passed in 2009 to make apologies inadmissible in court. On 12 April 2007, Liberal leader Dr. John Gerard introduced Bill 207 at the 5th session of Manitoba's 38th legislature. The bill, also known as the Apology Act, allows a person to make an apology without it constituting an admission of legal liability. It is necessary to first understand this to properly assess the bill's value. This paper will also present a survey of apology legislation in the United States, Australia, and Canada, including policy considerations throughout. This is a result of Canada's frequent use of the word sorry, so it means that any apologies are merely an expression of sympathy or regret, rather than an admission of guilt or fault. Only in Canada, hey? Number 8. Netherlands loves Canada. Back in 1945, Ottawa kept a Dutch princess and her kids safe during the Nazi occupation of Netherlands in the Second World War. So, to say thank you, the Dutch sent Ottawa 100,000 tulip bulbs as a way of saying thank you. They even declared the maternity ward in the Ottawa Civic Hospital an official temporary part of international territory, so that the princess's daughter could be born in no country and inherit only a Dutch citizenship. Since then, the Dutch send tulips every year, hence the Canadian Tulip Festival in Ottawa in May. Number 9. Snakes everywhere. Snakes are elongated, legless, carnivorous reptiles of the suborder Serpantes. Like all other squamates, snakes are ectothermic ammoid vertebrates covered in overlapping scales. Living snakes are found on every continent except Antarctica, and on most smaller land masses. Exceptions include some large islands, such as Ireland, Iceland, Greenland, the Hawaiian archipelago, and the islands of New Zealand, as well as many small islands of the Atlantic and Central Pacific Oceans. Additionally, sea snakes are widespread throughout the Indian and Pacific Oceans. More than 20 families are currently recognized, comprising about 520 genera and about 3,900 species. Are you a fan of snakes? Well, if you are, then you'll be in for a surprise. Winnipeg has more snakes in one place than anywhere else, literally thousands upon thousands for you to observe. Number 10. Canada is fully responsible for Hawaiian Pizza. Hawaiian Pizza, also known as pineapple pizza, is a pizza topped with tomato sauce, cheese, pineapple, and either ham or bacon. The dish tends to spark debate regarding the inclusion of pineapple on a pizza. Yes, a Canadian invented Hawaiian pizza. This pizza creation comes from Sam Panopoulos, who lives in London, Ontario. He was the first to make this masterpiece at his restaurant in Chatham, back in 1962. So no, you can't thank the people of Honolulu or Maui for this brilliant invention. Thanks for watching. If you did enjoy this video, please do not forget to subscribe, hit the like button, leave a comment below, and share with your friends. Also, do not forget to turn on post notification so you don't get to miss out on any of our subsequent videos.